2 weeks into this 2020 NAMT season, and we've seen 2 straight racing competitions come down to Brent Adam defeating Trevor Amos in the racing finals. The racing action has been close and competitive, but will this be the event we see someone else finally take home the racing victory? Maybe this track will help shake up the competition. We've seen wide Chicago-style turns and tight Jersey-style turns, but this week the competitors will experience both with this unique figure-8 racing track. On the flip side, freestyle has been less predictable, with Tyler Richmond taking home the victory last week on a small, challenging freestyle track in Chester, Pennsylvania. After visiting one of the smallest floors of the season, Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada will play host to one of the largest floors of the season. Which competitors will adapt and take advantage of this additional floor space? We'll find out soon enough as Week 3 of NAMT starts right now.
We are back for the 3rd week of North American Monster Trucks here this week in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Back alongside me, league owner Danny Mackey. And Danny, are you excited to see this massive race course?
Yeah, this should be a fun time tonight. Really mixing up this racing competition with this figure-8 track. Good time all around. Got some extra colors tonight. Day before Halloween, figured make it a little bit more spooky, get a little bit festive with it. So should be a fun time. So wide turns and tight turns. See how this plays out.
Yeah, this is surely going to be an exciting course. Much bigger floor than we've seen in the first 2 weeks of the season, and I think the extra room is going to help those guys that felt they weren't really working well in the tighter spaces. They got more room to work with, and we are going to see our first race coming up right now. Vincent Ackard taking on Damian Bowers. Vincent Ackard, the #1 qualifier.
Yeah, this should be an interesting time here in racing. As you said last week, we saw a very narrow course on that track, very little room for error. This time around, it's more of a race against each other than racing against the track, so we'll see how that plays out here.
As we see them line up at the base of that spooky gray and orange tabletop. We'll see how the turns play out. If the wider finish helps or if the tighter finish helps, we'll see if there's an advantage at all. But we are about to get it started right now as both drivers are ready at the line. We're going to get both drivers restaged. A little miscommunication with the line.
Yeah, some issues with the lights here. Gonna get that figured out in just a moment. About to get ready here. Looks like we're back.
And they're off dead even off the start as they go over the tabletop. Vincent taking the tight turn. Damien going wide. Vincent takes it extra tight, tracing the white line.
Yeah,
he's got a big jump off that one.
Throws the truck hard the first time by. A substantial lead for Vincent Ackard here. Coming around the final turn here over to the finish. And it looks like it's going to be all Vincent Ackard taking that first round victory over Damian Bowers.
This track just looks too easy for Vincent. Whipping that Willman around the turn. Tight or wide, I mean, he's got both of them figured out.
Yeah, the Willman definitely a truck designed for these types of wide open drifting tracks. Can really flat track it well. Also works well in these tight turns as well. Kind of a pretty all-around good option if you're looking to put a truck together for this type of track. See if any other of these Willman style trucks can hold up as well throughout this racing bracket. Speaking of that racing bracket, let's take a look now. First race in the books for this racing event here, but we'll take a look at what's left up for round 1 of racing. We see Andrew Sheets and Josh Gajewski coming in next. Some fellow competitors from last week coming along. Tim Smith's a notable. First time we're seeing him this season. He's actually been trying to make it in. First event he's able to qualify in, so let's see how if he can make up for the 2 weeks lost. We'll take a look. And then the second half of the bracket, Trevor Michaelesco, Alex Lindgren leading that off. Some other nice-looking matchups. Interested to see how Brandon Adam and Tyler Richmond do. Brandon a lot slower in qualifying this week, down number 6. He's trying to keep it going with the win streak of going for 3 straight victories to see if he can do it tonight.
As we have Andrew Sheets and Josh Gajewski at the line. Andrew Sheets in the Skeletal Dragon, Josh Gajewski in Control Freak. They are staged. Another dead even start over the tabletop. Andrew's whipping it into the turn. Josh keeps it tight. He has to go a little wide for the turn there. It's gonna cost him. He's a little out of shape of the car, and Andrew's leading.
Yeah, hard to judge where these drivers are in conjunction to each other, as he's going to take a really short turn. It's going to be a lot closer this time by, but it looks like it's going to be Andrew Sheets taking the victory here.
Yeah, that outside turn is really tough because, as we saw, Josh was trying to trace the line with his tire, but when you get to those cars, they pop out a little bit, and you've got to take it wide, and it can ruin the momentum of the whole turn.
Definitely going to be seeing the lane choice playing a factor tonight as to who prefers the inside or the outside lanes. Whether you want to take that turn early or late. A lot of driver preference, a lot of mind games you'll probably be seeing in these races as they progress.
And coming out next, Alex Ferrullo and Marcelo Mendoza. Pure Muscle taking on Cool Down.
Yeah, I think this is our first time seeing Marcelo this season. Got a great new cool down truck on there on the old 57 Bel Air, but this time on a Wilman body. You don't usually see that type of combination too often. Nice looking ride. See how we can lay it down here and race.
It'll be interesting to see how that Wilman helps him if we see a pass similar to Vincent Ackert, if he keeps it nice and tight, and just how much advantage that may have, or what the other setups might have on this course.
Yeah,
and also what lane these guys might be taking, because we see Alex Ferrullo of the lane choice taking the inside start. And around the turn. Solid turn from Alex Ferrullo. That was a beautiful outside pass for him.
Yeah, very close as it appears over the tabletop, but Marcelo having a lot of problems all the way around this track, as it looks like Alex Ferrullo is going to take an easy first round victory here. Multiple truck lengths. Issues in that first turn for Marcelo put him way behind. He wasn't able to keep up.
Alex Ferrullo, an underdog, as we saw. Really, one of his first starts in a big-time event was the Truck Fest. Made it all the way to the finals, and we see him back again in NAMT. And the start of the season is looking really strong for him in racing.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's definitely moving past that. Any doubts of him not being able to compete well. Qualified 4th tonight, outpaced a couple other guys that have been doing very well in racing. Have to see if he can hold it on here tonight.
And as you talked about earlier, Tim Smith making his debut this season, taking on Matthew Tyrrell in Arctic Shock.
Yeah, Tim's been having some problems in qualifying. He's been trying to make it these first 2 weeks out. Had some issues with the truck he was going to be driving. Wasn't too sure where he was going to be. Had to get into a different truck on short notice. Probably wasn't too well adjusted to it, as he definitely showed himself comfortable in his truck, Titan Warrior, tonight. So we'll see how he can do, as he's going to be pulling up in against Matthew Tyrrell in that Arctic Shock. We can see him pulling up to the line here. Two very different styles of monster trucks here. Got that Wilman with the cutout hood, that Nissan Titan on there. Don't see too many Nissans. And then the always colorful animated body on that Arctic Shock, as these two drivers getting staged on the line here for this race. off the light. Looks like Tim Smith might have gotten a bit of a hole shot going into that first turn. Nice and smooth for Matt. Nice tight turn. He's got a whole lot of lead, and it looks like Tim's had some issues in the wide sweeping turn, falling very far behind. Let's see if he can make up the ground in the short turn. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, and it looks like it's going to be all Matthew Terrell taking this first round win. Definitely got to say, even going back to the qualifying times and even so far, it looks like it's been a very lopsided, a lot of lopsided races here tonight. Might be a matter of adjustments. Most of these guys very used to the standard Jersey style, Chicago style courses you usually see at Monster Jam. Trying to translate that over to here, but with these very varying turns, trying to make up for it. Before we get back into the racing action, we'll take a look. We have the first half of round 2 filled out now with Vincent Ackert and Andrew Sheets being that first matchup, and Alex Rulo and Matthew Terrell, who just took the racing win. Moving on. No upsets so far. We'll see if that changes at all here in the second half of round 1.
And we got our next race on the line. Trevor Michaelesco taking on Alex Lindgren. First time we're seeing Alex Lindgren out here in a Wilmot.
Yeah, very unique piece, I guess you could say.
And we'll see how that Wilmot helps him, as he's got a jump off the line over Trevor Michaelesco. Trevor trying to make up the ground a little bit from that bad start. Spins out a little, but it actually is a good turn from him, and he may have a lead first time by.
Yeah, this is going to be a close race. I can't quite tell who's ahead and who isn't here, but both of these drivers driving hard. But it looks like problems for a Wilmot. Alex Lindgren going to lose it in the last turn. It's going to be all Trevor Michaelesco. Another runaway race for these competitors here.
There we go. One-sided races in this part of the bracket. I think our closest race was really the first 2 of the night. Hopefully we get some closer races coming up.
Yeah, it's definitely been the story these first 2 weeks out. A lot of close competition in racing, a lot of photo finishes. This track here seems to be a very good showing of the haves and the have-nots, whether or not people have it under control. Interested to see how this next matchup goes. It's going to be Trevor Amos and Marcus Santana pulling up to the line here. Thing to note, at least as far as the final round of racing is concerned, we will have to see at least one new competitor, as we've seen the first 2 weeks of this season, Trevor Amos and Brandon Adam have both reached the racing final, and Brandon Adam has taken the win both times. This time around, though, they're both in the same half of the bracket, so the closest of a matchup they'll see is in the semifinals. We'll see if they meet up again here tonight, but one of them, if they do, will stay on someone else in the final race of the night.
And if they do meet up, that would be an exciting race, because those other 2 races they ran were extremely close. Yeah, 2 of the fastest guys out here.
Yep, definitely an early season rivalry. We'll see if that plays out again tonight.
He has to take out Marcus Santana first. Trevor almost maybe a half-truck lead off the line. Let's see how he takes this turn. Pretty good turn from Trevor. And Marcus is, I think, lagging behind a little bit at this point.
Yeah, still getting a feel for it. I think this is a little bit of a cleaner race at least, but at the same time, Trevor has been smooth every week, and he's smooth here again. It looks like he's taking that first round victory.
Yeah, he really wants to meet up with Brandon Adam.
Opportunity to get some revenge, even if it isn't at a full event victory. Getting over Brandon Adam would certainly probably feel pretty good for Trevor Amos tonight.
Pulling to the line next for the second to last race of round 1. Blake Thompson in Firestar taking on Jake Earns in Outlander.
The first time seeing Blake Thompson this season. We saw Firestarter back at the Truck Fest just last month, almost just about over a month now. Hasn't been able to make it these first 2 weeks out, trying to chase back up. He's definitely someone to watch in these points chases over the course of the season, but he's behind everyone else. First round victory would do great for him to try to catch up in those points, though.
Blake Thompson bringing his Willman out here. Let's see if the woman power can help him through this race. Off the line, Blake Thompson may be a tire lead off the start tabletop. Very similar entries to the turns from both of them. Jake with a good turn. I think it's even at this point. Oh no, that's a tough break.
Oh, we had what might have been a close race there, but it's all over for Jake Earns and Outlander. Not going to be able to make it back after that. It's all Firestarter this time. A tough pass for him, a 22-second pass, not quite in line with the top of the field, but still a racing victory nonetheless.
We haven't seen anything like that tonight where someone gets out of shape and hits the jammer. I didn't even think of that as a possibility, but that was a terrible jump off the tabletop for Jake.
Yeah, definitely in some interesting strategies I've seen in qualifying, though. Some of these guys trying to take advantage of those jammers, using their down ramps as a means to kind of push off and gain some momentum, but going off to the side like that definitely didn't work out for him there.
Now, coming out for our last race of round 1, Brandon Adam, the two-time champion of the season, only racing winner so far, taking on Tyler Richmond. Now, this is going to be a big upset if Tyler Richmond can take this win over Brandon Adam.
Some issues with Brandon there as he's going to get himself reset on the line. Definitely an interesting first round matchup here. Brandon trying to hold on to an undefeated streak going back to the first week of the season. We've been saying this, but this is definitely the story going into tonight's racing competition. Didn't qualify as high as we'd expected him to. Have to see if he can get through this bracket again, maybe keep that streak going.
As we see the two competitors lined up, staging at the line. Maybe a slight lead for Tyler off there. I think he just hit the gas a little sooner, but Brandon Adam clips the car there. Although it was a little bobble, I think that's going to really cost him. It's hard to tell at this point, but he's making up ground.
Yeah, Brandon looking smooth. Tyler took advantage of the jammer. I mentioned that just before this race, but he's going to spin it hard. He's losing grip. He's on 2 wheels. He's out of shape. And Brandon Adam is going to move on as Tyler loses it in the final turn. Another win for Brandon Adam and yet another race without a loss. Let's see if he can keep it going in the next round here.
Tyler was so close to taking the win there, but he just spins it out in the last turn. That was almost an extremely close race.
Yeah, we might have had a first photo finish of the night there if it actually held it together through that last turn, but nonetheless, Brandon Adam moving on. First round of racing in the books here in Montreal. We'll take a look at our racing bracket for the second round. Winners moving on to the semifinals. No upsets across the board as it seems. Vincent Ackert and Andrew Sheets about to go at it. Alex Verullo and Matthew Terrell. Trevor Michaelesco and Trevor Amos. Battle of the Trevors. I think we saw that last week, if I'm not mistaken. And then last but not least, Blake Thompson and Brandon Adam. We have to see those last 2 races, see if we can get another matchup of Brandon and Trevor, and see if Trevor can actually get the win. They'll have to get through their own respective competitors first. We're about to get back to the action on the track.
And as you said, our first race of round 2, Vincent Ackert and Andrew Sheets. This is surely going to be a good one here. 2 incredibly fast racers.
Great looking trucks to boot.
Even off the line. Let's see how they take these turns. Vincent able to sling his Willman in, but Andrew has a beautiful turn there. A great apex of the wide turn, and it's anyone's race.
Yeah, definitely going to come down to this last turn here. Andrew keeps it close, but he bobbles it over the turn car, and it's going to be Vincent Ackert moving on again. Issues for Andrew Sheets again in racing. To see if he can get that truck tuned in. He's still been having problems all season long so far.
Yeah, not a great start to the season for Andrew Sheets, but an incredible start for Vincent Ackert. I mean, he's just powering that Willman through this race course. He has it dialed in.
Yeah, probably one of the few people in that Willman that's really just taking the truck and gone with it. From the outset, just from the design of the truck, fully intention of just driving a truck that was a Willman by design, wasn't too concerned with the looks of it, and called it a piece of scrap, but it's definitely driving like it's a well put together race machine.
And we're going right into the next race. Matthew Tyrrell taking on Alex Ferrulo, the Arctic Shock and Pure Muscle already on the line. These guys are ready to face off here in round 2.
Driver's gonna get staged here.
Dead even off the line. I mean, perfect start for both of them. A good entry for both. I think Matt may have gone a little too wide there, but Alex is having his own problems right now.
Yeah, keeping up the momentum through the turn, but he was a little bit wider than some others have been. As he gets caught up a little bit in the apex of the short turn. It's a close one to the finish. It's going to be Matthew Tyrrell, though.
That was the closest race of the night, but definitely Matt taking that one by about a half a truck. An incredible race there.
Definitely the first close race of the night. Just came through to that last turn. You could probably say hung it out just a little bit too wide for Alex Ferrulo to try to make up the ground. As Matthew Tyrrell gets to move on. We'll get a look here at our first half of the semifinals. First matchup has been set up after that race there. We'll be seeing Vincent Ackert and Matthew Tyrrell taking on one-on-one. Matt actually moving on as our first upset of the night as well. So we'll see if he can take that momentum and push himself into the finals, if he can take down the #1 qualifier and Vincent Ackert.
There we go. Battle of the Trevors. Trevor Amos, Trevor Michaelesco. Picture of Tony Hawk and Backlash on the track. And they're off. I don't know what happened to Trevor Michaelesco there, but Trevor Amos with an amazing start compared to Trevor Michaelesco. It's really just catch-up right now for Michaelesco, but he has a beautiful turn there, and that's going to help him.
Definitely might help him gain up a little bit of ground. I don't know if he got lost in the getting on the gas at the green light, but it's not going to be enough. A smooth pass, but not enough to take the win here. As Trevor Amos moving on once again to the semifinals. We'll see if he'll be taking on Brandon Adam or Blake Thompson, see if we can get a rematch of the first 2 weeks of the racing finals in the semifinals.
Here we go. Last race of round 2. Blake Thompson, Firestarter, Brandon Adam, Fiberworks. Brandon Adam with lane choice over Blake Thompson, throwing Blake into the orange lane. some mind games happening at the start line. I don't know what's happening here, but they have switched lanes.
Very interesting. Let's see if that works out for Brandon here.
Hopefully it doesn't end up costing him. I know that would really kill him, but we're about to find out. Brandon Adam with amazing light off the line. Perfect hole shot. Blake is playing a little bit of catch-up right now. He's got to push the truck, and he may have spun it out a little bit there. Brandon seems to have a big lead.
Yeah, it looks like a repeat of the previous race, just in opposite lanes. Brandon with the hole shot, Blake left behind. Blake made up a lot of ground. It wasn't too big of a difference at the start, but Brandon Adam is moving on once again, still yet to lose this season.
And we will be seeing that rematch in the semifinals of Trevor Ramos and Brandon Adam.
Very interesting if we can finally see Trevor Amos move on. We'll take a look at our brackets in just a moment here as we get into our semifinals of racing here in Montreal. First of two races to figure out who's moving on to the finals here tonight. Vincent Ackard and Matthew Terrell, number 1 and number 5. We saw the first upset. And then the second half, the big race of the night, I think, might be a bigger showdown than the finals. Trevor Amos and Brandon Adam, the number 7 and 6 qualifiers, respectively, both upsetting the field to get to this point, just so they could probably race each other again. Be the possibly the first time Brandon Adam could lose this season, but we'll see if he can just keep on keeping on. But we're going to go back to that first race of the semifinals right here.
Yeah, here we go. Starting the semifinals, Vincent Ackard, Matthew Tyrrell. Let's see if Vincent can power his way through the figure 8 course for a spot in the finals. Dead even off the line. Vincent has a nice bounce into the tight turn. Matt with a decent wide turn. He's trying to gain speed, but Vincent is pretty far ahead.
Yeah, he was very close over those crush cars in the tabletop. Might have to check that after the race, but he's going to get lost a little bit wide. At the finish, he crossed first. We're going to take a review on that because both times by, both guys a little out of shape.
Yeah, the officials are going to take a look at that race just so we get the winner completely right, as this is a big transfer spot to the final race of that night.
We're reviewing the film here. A lot of close contact with the crush cars. The officials making sure no one's outside of those crush cars on the tabletop to call for possible penalties. And as it seems, it looks like, and we're going to get one more official review on this before the call comes down, that it might be a penalty on Vincent Ackard over these cars that might flip it over for Matthew Terrell to move on to the finals here. Though he finished behind Vincent, Matt had a clean lap, and I think the officials are going to overturn this, as there were 2 penalties on Vincent Ackard, unfortunately. 2 times he missed the cars going up the ramp. That's going to overturn his victory and give the final round breath on to Matthew Terrell.
Tough break there for Vincent. He looked fast. Penalties just got him.
Tough break there. Number 1 qualifier falling to keeping the truck in line on the track. You always hate to see that.
It looked like he was having a tough time controlling it. He was a little all over the place near the tabletop, and it ended up costing him.
We're going to move along here. This is probably the race of the night. winner of this will be moving on to the finals, but this is the third week in a row that we're going to be seeing Brandon Adam and Trevor Amos meeting in the racing bracket. The first time they aren't meeting in the finals. I don't know who you're expecting to win here, Aaron, but I don't know if Trevor can get over the hurdle here. Both of these guys coming into this race, upsetting the qualifying bracket or qualifying results to get to this point. I don't know who's going to be able to take it out here.
Well, I said this last week, and it was true last week with how close these times are, but once again, these two guys here in this round are only separated by about 1/100th of a second. So by far, these are the fastest guys in this field. We're about to find out who's going to take it. Trevor almost with a slight lead. Brandon Adam pushing through that turn, but Trevor might have a small problem there. He's trying to make up the ground.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This is the deciding turn here. Trevor loses it wide again. It might be a three-peat for Brandon Adam. He keeps it clean over the finish. And for the third week in a row, Brandon Adam has beaten Trevor Amos. This time, though, only gets him into the finals, not going to get him a victory. But he will get to move on and see if he can go for a third straight week of racing victories to start off this season. And as we move into the final round here, we're going to look at our brackets one last time, show you how we got here. As we saw a lot of one-sided races early on, they kind of narrowed up as we moved through the second round. Still, a lot of guys not too comfortable with this racing layout, it seems. And once again, the repeated matchup of Trevor Amos and Brandon Adam. And for the third week in a row, Brandon Adam takes that victory. And he'll get himself into the final round of racing here tonight. Though he, again, not going to get himself an easy walk to the finals, into the winner's circle, though. He's got to still take on Matthew Terrell. Got a little bit of luck in his favor after racing Vincent Ackert, who lost only because of his penalties. Matthew, definitely someone that could certainly defeat Brandon, but I don't know if Brandon's got so much momentum going his way.
A lot of pressure on Brandon. Trying to go for 3 in a row is no easy task. Matt Tyrrell off the line ahead of Brandon. But Brandon, once again, has these turns locked down. He apexes the center turn perfectly, and he's got a... Oh, Matt spun it out.
Yeah, Matt lost it trying to exit that turn a little too early. He ran over the turn car, and for the third week in a row, Brandon Adam is taking home a racing victory here in the second season of NAMT. I don't think in my recollection I've seen too many people go for three-peats in racing like we have here. Definitely a special moment for Brandon, something that not too many people get to do in a league.
Yeah, this is just incredible. I mean, he is insane. I mean, he's got to go for 4 now next week. Well, let's see how far he can go. I didn't think he could make it to 3, but go for 4.
He doesn't know how to lose, it seems. This guy has every 3 straight weeks, 4 races a night, still undefeated, 12-0.
Whoever takes down Brandon Adam is going to be a special night for them. But this is going to wrap up the racing bracket. What a great racing event it started. I mean, a little shaky. The races weren't too even, but the rest of the bracket, wow. What an incredible event. And it's only going to get better because we're going to transform this huge track with this big floor. And they're going to be able to stretch their legs on this big floor compared to the last 2 weeks. And freestyle is coming up in just a short 15 minutes. So we will see you all back here in 15 minutes for the insane freestyle action.
Baby, you on my mind, and I don't know why, yeah, but the feeling is fine. my soul. Dancing's what makes me whole. Get up on the floor, dancing on the low. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor, dancing. Get up on the floor, dancing on the low. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor,
was fun. And I lived so much life. I think that God is gonna have to kill me twice like my name was Nicky Six. I woke up in my shoes again, but somewhere you exist. Seems I did it again. I forgot what I was losing my mind about. I only wrote this down to make you press rewind inside the message I was
We are back here in Montreal for freestyle action, week 3 of NAMT. We just crowned the racing winner 3-time in a row champion of the season, Brandon Adam. And now it is time to see if he can get the double down and how everyone else will do here on this big floor. The first time they're really getting a chance to stretch their legs here this season. And back alongside me to call all the freestyle action is Danny Mackey.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see. These guys, I'm sure, have been waiting for some room to move around on the track. East Rutherford, first week out, MetLife Stadium wasn't necessarily the smallest place you would visit, but definitely last week they had no room for error, more of a truck versus track type of freestyle event than it was just the trucks and these drivers out here trying to put on a good show and get a nice score. A lot of room for any error to be made up for here, and we'll have to see how that plays out tonight.
And we're going to start right now. Alex Varillo in Pure Muscle. Let's see how these guys start their run. There's so many options on this track. There's obviously that big dirt hill right in front of the tunnel, and it looks like he's lining up for that.
Yeah, a lot of people like to call it Leducing it. Todd Leduc, pretty famous for just launching it off the first hit. Not so much here, but we'll see what Alex can do here in his run.
This is a tough course. I mean, the obstacles are pretty spread out. There's a lot of room to work with, but they're steep. A lot of cars everywhere. It's easy to get lost here. He squeezes right between those two obstacles.
Yeah, more spread out than the first 2 weeks, but still a lot of options, a lot of freestyle moves you can make on a track like this. He's got a nice run going so far, some nice momentum as he launches it right over that witch's hat. Got some freestyle Halloween stuff sprinkled in here this week.
Very festive. Orange pumpkin right there matches the orange on his truck as he flies across the end zone with that dirt hill and coming to the double. This is going to come up a little. Oh, he lands it perfectly on the downside.
Yeah, he's starting to pick it up a little bit here, getting more comfortable with the track. A nice sky wheelie over those crush cars. He's going to bring it back over. We got this giant plane right in that tabletop dirt pad. He combos over very well halfway through the run now. Kind of got lost there with all the giant pumpkin already being out there from racing. We got a giant plane. We got a biplane on the track here.
Yeah, many fun obstacles to hit. Really willed the slap wheelie there. Pulled it right up. Looking to, he needs some more technical moves. He's driving around. He's getting some big air, as we see right here, but he needs the wow factor.
Yeah, he's gotten comfortable. He started to pick it up in the middle of the run, but kind of losing his pace here in the last couple here. As he's going to go for a backflip, the official's going to stop him here. Not too sure if he kept up with the driver's meeting. A tough break for him. Wanted to make sure nothing too crazy with these obstacles very close to the edge of the track. Gonna put an end to his run there. Tough break for Alex Ferrulo early on.
He's still going to get himself a 33, which is a pretty decent start. I mean, he didn't have the wow factor. The momentum was a little lacking, but still a good start to freestyle. It really showed us what the obstacles was going to do. Got some big air, and I mean, overall a good showing. And we're heading right along. Blake Thompson in the tunnel in the fire starter. Blake Thompson coming out on the track. Let's see what he lines up for.
First time we're seeing this truck here in action for NAMT this season. That fire starter truck, many different looks to it in the past. It's got this Willman here with the Chevy Silverado body on top of it for this season. See what he can do if he can keep that truck together for freestyle. Starts it off over the plane, combos it right over the pumpkin.
Yeah, good combo move there with big air over the pumpkin. Spinning it around, falling off the dirt a little bit.
Not too often you get to announce a combo like that, but you got some
and then
extra
over the
stuff
witch's
here
hat too.
Yeah, the classic witch hat, commonly seen on these types of tracks here. He's going to go over to the crushed cars on the outside of the course. Into a wheelie with that front engine truck. Not too often you see that.
Going for that dirt hill in the end zone. Flies it over there. This is a tough course to keep your momentum up because the obstacles really aren't lined up. There's a lot of landing room, which is not great when you're trying to make combos happen.
Yeah, not the typical flow you see on like a standard Chicago style or a J-hook track where the course is pretty well put well, not well put together, but everything's where you're used to it being. You get some nice air over that double there.
I think we're going to see guys fill the clock more than the previous 2 weeks, as we see a wild set of donuts there, but already halfway through the run.
Yeah, over that jammer, some more big air. Gets it up on two wheels into a moonwalk, brings it back down. Nice little two-wheel skill move there from Blake Thompson.
Turned a bad opportunity into a moonwalk. That's always something cool to see. Unfortunately, it got him in a bad spot.
Back over to these crush cars piled up, and this is going to try to tackle him. He gets through them, but they definitely put up a fight there.
Crush cars are brutal on this track. They're tough to hit. You got to be careful, but that is part of the challenge. He's going for the Colton backflip here. Oh my, he lands it. Got a twist out of it though.
Definitely an interesting attempt at that backflip. I would say he kind of corked it a little bit more than you would have expected. He's going to roll it over. Is he going for a reverse move? He is right at time. Doesn't really walk it down, but he does get a reverse slap wheelie a little bit out of it to finish out the run here for Blake Thompson in Firestarter. All around, a solid performance. Going to be enough to take the lead, though, as he did fill time. Scores coming in now. 20 up for his time. Scores 7 for momentum, 7 for air, and a 6 for technicality.
It's a 40 for Blake Thompson, breaking into the 40s there. So he takes the lead over Alex Perullo.
Yeah, solid run. First run of the season for that Firestarter. Have to see if Blake can keep up some momentum. Maybe get into the get some freestyle wins along the way. He's currently sitting in the lead with a 40.
Vincent Ackard coming out next.
Driving that beautiful piece of scrap truck. Quite the oxymoron for a name like that, but it's definitely a good-looking piece of junk. Saw him out first week of the season back here again. He won East Rutherford week event 1 of the season, took home that freestyle victory. Let's see if he can keep the victories going his way. He was not in competition last week. He technically hasn't lost yet this season.
Huge air. Wow, that was the biggest air we've seen so far off the backside of that bus. And there's some more huge air.
Well, he's got send it on the flag, so he's definitely going to keep up to that mantra here as he gets 3 huge hits to start out the run. Back to where he started, and again, this time a sky wheelie over that bus stack.
Doing an oval around this score. He's going to have to get to the center at some point. Looks like that's where he's headed now.
Starting to cyclone his way in, I suppose. He's going to kind of land it over the dirt mound. Keeps it under control, though. Quarter of the way into the run. A lot of work with the rear steer. So he gets some more big air. Onto wheels over the jammers. He's going to spin it around and bring it back on all 4 wheels. And follow it up right over the plane into a slap wheelie. A great combination of moves.
There's another combo there into the moonwalk.
Yeah, I'm acting like he's done. He's got another combo going. Some of these guys just keeping the truck from move to move to move.
The momentum is incredible.
Yeah, he hasn't really let up at all so far through this run. Halfway through now on what's felt like one continuous combination into some donuts. All over the place there, just kind of sliding up onto these obstacles, all out of shape, bouncing around on 2 wheels, and some more big air.
A lot of air in this run, a lot of momentum. This is a great looking run from Vincent.
Yeah, definitely proving himself with this truck. Almost gets a really hard hit on the side, but he's going to tip it on the other 2 wheels and just lets it slide on the sidewalls. I don't even think that was really him driving, and it was just it skiing on the dirt here. A lot of time on 2 wheels as he gets it back down again.
It's a ton of freestyle.
Up.
Wow.
More of a showing a 2-wheel skill than anything else. I don't even think he's getting out of control. It's so much he's doing what he wants it to do. Is he gonna dump it right at time on 2 wheels? Right in front of the crowd there. A great run for Vincent Ackard. Just 3rd truck out. I don't know if he's gonna have much room for these other competitors here with the scores that's about to come in. Scores from the judges are in. Filling the time, of course, gets you those 20 points. A 9 for momentum, 8 for air, and a 9 for tech, all over the place on those 2 wheels throughout that run. Definitely showing it for him here.
That is going to be a 46. He blasts into the lead.
Yeah, definitely puts himself up there. Not too many points ahead of him left for these guys. Just the 3rd truck out, too.
Coming out next, Damian Bowers, Untapped Rage.
Distortion, igniting, effect, selfish,
I know we say it a lot here. Damien definitely known for his ability to be he's either got it locked in or he's going to lose it early. Always on the edge of chaos with these trucks. Untapped Rage 6, I believe. He's out on the track for his freestyle run here tonight.
Lining up for the pumpkin, it looks like.
I don't know what he's looking at first here. All the way on the edge of the floor here. Not even on the dirt. He's just going to floor it.
Oh,
Can't really do power wheelies, but he definitely gets a nice little kick up into a wheelie to start off the run. I don't think I would have even thought to do that.
no, that was a great start.
Yeah, definitely. It's something very unique to see here. He's going to keep it going. A lot of wheelies I can probably expect from Damien here in this run.
Huge air over that double. Oh, he's getting it close to the barriers. He sets it down.
Keeping the momentum up here. He slides straight over the dirt mound right onto the jammer. Sets it down, gets a little bit outside of the track. He brings it back, cross-threading the crush cars. Nice move there. 30 seconds in now.
Over the plane with a nice sky wheelie. Bounces on the back end. Looks like he tried to go for a stop, but he's out of control.
Oh, is he going to roll through?
Wow.
He's going to bring it back down. A close ride there for Damien. Have to see if he can make up for that great recovery.
1 minute into the run, a great start in the first half.
Oh, he gets caught up over the van, a side slap. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's tough.
I don't like it when Damien has to flip over like this, but it definitely suits the type of driving style he leads. He does not let off the gas for anything. And a wild bounce. I don't even know how to describe that rollover there. He kind of got caught up on the backside of that van stack in the middle of the turn, and it just never came back his way. Scores coming in now. Only 11 for the time score. You got a minute 11 into the run, and it's going to be 7s across the board for Damien.
A 32 for Damien Bowers Untapped Rage. Decent score for only filling a little over half the clock.
Yeah, tough showing for Damien. Definitely someone who is always out there to put on the wildest freestyle he can. Sometimes the luck just doesn't go his way.
And we are ready, getting set for the next run. Alex Lindgren coming out in the Willman.
We'll be seeing probably one of the most not really unique, but it's the only truck out here without a body. Not too sure if Alex was looking to just have a truck ready for him to compete, or if it was just something he was looking to have a ride put together last second for him. Just a Willman. That's what we're
He's
kind of
got
calling
great
it.
visibility though. You can
Oh,
see
yeah.
everything out of that truck.
Get a good look at the driver in there behind the wheel. Don't often get to see that as he gets a nice little combo from the double to the dirt mound to another dirt mound hit.
And we saw Vincent Ackert earlier with his Willman go insane. I think it might just be a Willman thing. Maybe this truck is made for that truck.
Yeah, that truck is definitely low. I went a little bit lower to the ground than some of these other trucks here. And with the way the shocks and those coilovers are set up, gives you a lot of control while also at any moment could really throw you over unexpectedly.
Needs to pick up the momentum a little bit here. He's got the moves going with big air there over the hat. Lands it hard on the side. Can he save it?
Oh, a nice...
Oh,
Oh
really?
my goodness. Oh. It's going to come back on all four wheels. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to let this truck continue. That was a wild crash for Alex.
Exactly halfway through his run.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like with that hard landing on the front, And the way it flipped over, looks like they're going to call it done here, unfortunately. A tough break for Alex here. Doesn't have to worry about getting a new body, though, to his advantage not having one in the first place. Scores coming in now. He only got halfway through the run. So it's going to be a 10 for time, 7 for momentum, 6 for air, and a 6 for tech.
It's 29 for Alex.
Not the showing he was probably looking to have for the first time out this season. Definitely someone to watch out for. I'm sure we'll see him back again in the coming weeks. We're going to take a look now at the top scores of the night so far. Just a few trucks in. Currently with the lead, Vincent Ackard in that piece of scrap truck with the 46. Blake Thompson with a 40. Alex Ferrulo, Damian Bowers, and Alex Lindgren all losing it early in freestyle. They're just below 40 points. Those are our top 5 so far. We'll have to see if filling the clock might be playing a part here tonight. A lot of room for error, a lot of room to keep yourself under control if you can keep it going. We'll be moving on here to Marcelo Mendoza.
Let's see what Marcelo can do on this floor. He, like the others, has a Willman out here, so let's see if we can use that to his advantage.
Yeah, definitely a popular chassis suspension combo amongst these drivers. Some nice air to start it off as he gets it going over the tabletop. Driving the 57 Chevy Bel Air body style. Usually see that on Avengers. Got it out here with the beautiful light blue flame. Some more huge
Oh, this
air.
could be bad.
Can he drive? Oh!
Oh, that's
A tough ending there. He tried to combo it back over to the tabletop on its side and over really early. A really rough break for him. Scores coming in just as quick. Only 16 seconds into the run. Not what you want to see. Great looking truck, but he lost it early. It's only going to get him a 2 for his time score, 3 for air, 3 for momentum, and 2 for technicality.
going to be a total of 10.
Fortunately, he's going to slot right down at the bottom of the freestyle standings here. A tough break for his first event out.
Coming onto the track next, the freestyle debut this season of Tim Smith.
Yeah, we mentioned it in racing. He had been trying to get his truck put together, had some issues passing inspection with the officials, managed to get everything straightened out tonight. Had to jump seats. He was driving another truck. Couldn't make it into the event with that. Sure, it'd be hard to jump ship like that out of the last moment. But he's back here again tonight and managed to qualify in with his own truck. Titan Warrior. Another Willman. Seems to be the trend here tonight. Let's see what he can do out here in freestyle.
I think they might be back there thrashing on the truck. We do have a 2-minute clock on the competitors to get into the arena, and unfortunately he's used up half that time. I don't know what's going on back there.
Yeah, no real word on Tim. Haven't really heard anything. We'll have to see if he can make it out here. It would be a really tough break for him to make it in for the first time with his own truck and not be able to make it out here for freestyle. Definitely a unique looking ride with that Nissan Titan body cutting right through that Willman chassis. The time is going to be winding down for Tim Smith.
Oh, it seems that he is in the back. I see them plugging the batteries back in, and they might be able to get the truck ready to go.
As if he's playing with everyone's emotions here. Managed to get the truck in just in time. As we're going to be able to see him in freestyle after all. He's got 2 minutes to show us what he can do here. He's pulling out on the track. Starts it off over the pumpkin pile. pumpkin stack. Not too sure really what to call that, but he did a combo over the jammer. He's getting his bearings here early on.
Once again, another Willman out here. Very popular choice of truck.
Yeah, it seems to, from the start of the season, the Willman's been considered, I guess, the truck of choice for its general balance. It fits a lot of people's driving styles. As Tim has taken it out around here. A little soft early on. Might be trying to just take some of the time through the run before he really picks it up here. Oh, as I say that, brings it back down.
That was a good save there. Hopefully that picks up the excitement a little bit. Maybe gets him to go a little bigger. We see him head over the hat there with some nice air.
It follows it through over the side of the tabletop and rolls it over the little dirt mound we got over there. It's about 30 seconds into the run now. Nice, he's halfway through. As he's going to start picking it up, I think here. Kind of shoots it off a cross thread over the buses. He's going to follow it up right over the van and spin it back around. It might be getting a little more comfortable with his truck here.
Wow, huge air there.
Nicely done. He kind of walked a wheelie down it too. Oh, on two wheels, but he's going to bring it back down.
He's in a tough spot here. He's going to be able to make it the turn. He does. He's landed up perfectly for that cross thread.
Yeah, a couple turn cars buried on the side of the dirt worked right there for him. He's just going to maul through the entire center of the floor here with 30 seconds left.
Just monster trucking over every obstacle in his path.
Definitely picking up in this last half of the run. Some nice air over the buses. Going to follow it up, kind of drifts it over the dirt mound. Just letting it all hang loose here for Tim Smith.
Oh,
and the
man.
Titan Warrior, huge
Can
sky
he bring this
wheelie.
down? He does. That was huge.
Oh, he gets twisted on the crush cars. He's going to bring it right back down in time. One more move here over the jammer to end it. Oh, is he going to... I think he might just dump it over to finish it off. He'll get a full time score. Solid performance. Really had a nice second half of the run there. Really put himself together. First time out for Titan Warrior. Scores coming in now from our judges: a 20 for time, 7 for momentum, 8 for air, and a 6 for technicality.
It's a 41 for Tim Smith in his debut.
A great run to start off the season. I think he's got that truck dialed in. I think we'll be seeing Tim a couple more times this season. See if he can put together a good racing performance. He's done that in the past. A very historic driver. All the way back.
He's been around forever.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we'll be continuing to see him here, too. Speaking of veteran drivers, we're going to move right along to Josh Gajewski in that Control Freak truck.
Let's see what he's got for us. He's a very exciting driver, but at the same time, he has some trouble keeping it on all four wheels for the full 2 minutes. Let's see if he struggles with that problem on this big Montreal floor.
Yeah, similar story as what we saw with Damien, but different driving styles, I'd definitely say. Gajewski, known way back in the past for being the Endo King, losing the runs early, but I think he's more than capable of giving us a solid performance. Might even be able to get a win here tonight.
Hits the car there, a little bit of a bump. He combos it right into the jammer on 2 wheels, and he brings it down. He's still on 2 wheels.
Wobbling back and forth, side to side. He's going to kind of drift it over the bus stack and follows it right back into the tabletop car pad. A nice sky wheelie there for Josh
Pretty
Gajewski.
technical start. The moves he's doing are pretty calculated, but now he's starting to get some combos going.
Yeah, really a good chance to pick up the run here, as he's going to start getting a little bit more air. Another crossfit, a lot of combos still as he's keeping the truck on the ground. Might want to start getting some more air out of it though, but he is just attacking the ground of this track.
Yeah, the groundwork is fantastic, but he needs to get some elevation.
Some tight. Oh no!
That's not good.
Whips it into a donut. He had been drifting all over this track, obstacle move to move, but I don't know if he was looking for a donut and let it just stay in it anyway. But he's going to lose it early. A rough break for Josh Gajewski. Really wasn't expecting to see that from him.
Yeah, and a donut too. I don't think we've seen many rollovers from donut.
Yeah, going out like that's not going to do too much for your technical score. Still a lot of great moves from him early in the run. It's only 1 minute and 9 seconds, so he's only going to get 11 for his time score. 5 for air, 6 for momentum, and 6 for tech.
It's a 28 Josh Gasky control freak.
Well, I can say so far we're almost halfway in now, I think. Yeah, we are halfway through freestyle. We'll take a look at these scores, and I think there is a story to be told about what it means to fill the clock with these scores. The top 3, Vincent Acker, Tim Smith, and Blake Thompson, all over 40 points. All 3 of them, the only 3 tonight to fill time. To get you over the hump and into the top of the freestyle competition here tonight. A lot of room on this track, but again, these drivers finding ways to lose it. A little bit of a different layout for them from top to bottom.
Jake Earns out here on the track.
See if Vincent can hold on to the lead.
The Outlander, ready for freestyle.
Seeing Jake here. I think this is his 3rd straight week. Made it at every event so far. As we'll start seeing more of the regulars as the freestyle order progresses. Nice little start over the tabletop. He's going to bring it back around to the van stack over the witch hat.
Wow, really dug the front end in there and got a slow wheelie out of it.
Yeah, making up for that hard front end impact, but he's keeping it going over to the dirt mound. Back into the middle of the floor. Kind of gets in between the tabletop and the jammer, but he keeps it going with the hit over the van stack again. He's 30 seconds in now.
Lining up for the jammer. Skies it out in a sky wheelie and lands it on the downside of the double a little bit.
Yeah, I think he might have even taken out that crush car on impact. These crush cars very durable here for freestyle, but able to use it to his advantage. Some more big air. He combos it over the van stack again. He's kind of spinning the truck around and running laps around this place.
Oh, he's getting stuck in the airplane, but he brings it into a moonwalk. That's not good.
Oh, he floored it really hard trying to get a moonwalk, and it kind of shot him up in the air, and it just came down on its roof.
We are seeing some weird rollovers today.
Yeah, I wasn't really planning on these many early rolls. The trucks, the drivers might not have been expecting this much floor space, but still finding the room for these little unlucky happenings. A rough break again, as this is 2 or 3 straight runs we've seen not able to fill the clock. Again, it's an 11 for time. These guys making it about half. Most of these guys rolling about halfway into the run. It's going to be a 6 for air, 6 for momentum, and a 4 for tech as he lost it on that little moonwalk attempt.
Yeah, only a 27, which a decent score for how much of the clock he filled. But again, you have to fill the clock, as we saw. Our top 3 in the freestyle points right now have all filled the clock.
Yeah, time being crucial for these types of freestyles. We were saying it more last week that some of these guys might have wanted to hold back a little bit in the early part of their run because of how narrow and little space there was on that Chester track at Subaru Park. But here we are in Montreal, all the room in the world, and yet some of these guys get a little too comfortable, I guess, with their surroundings.
Trevor Michael Lesko Backlash coming out next. Let's see if he can fill the clock.
Kind of wandering around. He's going to go for the jammer. Double jammer to start off the run. Might be having some issues with the truck. Trying to keep his momentum up. A little over. Spins it around
a
back
lot
to
of
the
speed
double.
there toward the double. Lays it perfectly. Over the pumpkin.
Very awkward.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's a little out of shape. But he's going to take control of the truck and put it into a little moonwalk as he brings it back down. That truck looking a little odd, though. We'll have to see if his momentum smooths out, so to speak.
Doesn't seem to be hindering him, though. He's getting some big moves, and it looks like he's going for more air here. Lands it on the jammer.
One wheel up on a wheelie, and he's going to combo it through. A good little set of combos there for Trevor Michaelesco. Definitely picking up the momentum, got the truck drifting around the outside of the track.
Wow, that was an interesting hit over the car. Got a weird wheelie, almost flipped it over sideways. He's continuing with the momentum. Pretty good momentum for him.
Good landing there as he kind of not necessarily cased it, but landed on top of the crush car. Didn't really get any sort of rebound out of it as he's already comboed it all the way back across the track on 2 wheels.
Uh-oh, can he save
Hard
it?
on the side,
Oh.
and he's going to lose it as well.
Weird rollovers here. Man, these guys are flipping in the strangest ways.
Yeah, trying to combo it across the floor. A lot of little places to get bounced all over the place. Further than the past couple guys have gotten into the freestyle, but still only a minute 20 filled for his freestyle run. And the scores are going to reflect that with the 13 for time, a 7 for momentum, a 7 for air, and a 6 for his technical score.
It's a 33.
Kind of bunching up in the mid to lower 30s for these scores. Very odd to see. A lot of these guys had some good runs we've seen in the past. Just that type of night for this track, eating up almost the entire field. We've only seen 3 freestyles fill the time, and we're over halfway through.
Yeah, I really thought this would be an easier track for the drivers to fill the clock on, but I'm being proved wrong here. As I mean, when you have to search for opportunities on this track, and sometimes those opportunities bite you.
It looks like we might be moving past the next truck up for one additional place. He requested some additional time with some issues that he's having. I think we're going to be seeing Marcus Santana out next. In Introvert, as Matthew Terrell having some issues in the back, he's going to try to get back together and get out on the floor to freestyle.
Marcus Santana here in the Introvert pulling on to the big Montreal floor.
Lots of room set it going into tonight. We'll see if he can kind of keep himself under control and fill the clock. It's the first order of duty for these freestyle runs. Starts it over the jammer. Into a nice wheelie.
Yeah, there's a fine line between playing it safe and also being out of control, because you do have to have those big moves for the score, but at the same time, filling the clock is important.
Yeah, well, we saw Marcus take advantage of the small course last week. Had a very good freestyle run. I think he finished near the top 5 or so. A great performance. Let's see if he can kind of keep that similar driving style here tonight, as he seems to have it very under control with some nice moves early on. He's 30 seconds in now.
Keeping the throttle rhythm up, getting the wheels turning for some decent momentum as he's going move to move, not wasting any time.
Yeah, he noses it down into a wheelie, combos it over on the nose, and he's going to bring it back down.
Over towards the crossroad of that dirt hill. Trying to get a wheelie out of it.
On one
it's
wheel.
a weird angle.
Yeah. Oh, a nice pop vertical air off of the backside of the bus stack. Halfway through, let's see if he can keep it under control. This is where the past couple guys have been getting bitten halfway through the run. I don't know, I think Marcus might have the Introvert under control here tonight. As he gets it.
Man.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
He saved it.
He's going to bring it back down. I think he's going to be good to refire. That truck didn't look like it really took too many bad hits at all.
Yeah, I think he's good to go here. That was a tough landing. Cases the crush car.
Kind of did a little pirouette as it brought itself back down. They're going to let him refire. Truck didn't take too many hard hits, but have to see what he can do. This might be the lucky break. Past couple guys been losing it in their freestyle at that point. He's able to keep it going. Some uncharted territory for a lot of these
big
freestyles. Nice way to get back into the run.
Looking like a solid run for Marcus. He's got 30 seconds left to impress the judges.
Yeah, I think this is just time to throw the truck around and just see what sticks here. go a little crazy. He's gotten further than just about everyone else has tonight. If he can fill the time, definitely put himself in contention for a very good score. I don't know if he has enough for the lead, though. He is just driving this truck across this track, all throttling, shifting, keeping that truck very well under control. It's been a great run for Marcus Santana.
And that run is rounding up right now with this time being filled. It's a very good run.
Parks it right on top of the double jump. And a great showing for Marcus Santana. He's just going to back it out of the floor here as the scores are coming in. A 20 for time, 8 for air, 8 for momentum, and 8 for tech. I don't know if that's enough for the lead, though.
It's a 44. He's 2 points behind Vincent Ackard.
I have to say, just on the fact that he's able to fill time alone, so that's definitely served him well for the overall points for this event, as that puts him in second place, just 2 points behind, with not too many trucks left to go. As we are moving along now, we'll have to see if Arctic Shock Matthew Terrell can get the truck back together. Had some issues just before his run was about to go. You might be getting word that he might not be able to make it out here. He'll still have his 2 minutes to at least try to attempt it, but I don't know if that's going to be able to happen here. I think in this little moment of pause here in the freestyle competition, we're going to go over a couple of things. We're going to get our freestyle scores refreshed for everyone watching live. We'll take a look at our upcoming schedule as well as we're getting these freestyle scores up on the screen for everyone. We've been seeing a lot of early rollovers tonight, and this track has been eating up freestyle competition. Sorry, eating up these drivers tonight. Vincent Ackard still atop the board at a 46. Had a great run all over the place in that Willman piece of scrap. Marcus Santana just getting now into second place after his great freestyle with a 44. Tim Smith and Blake Thompson rounding out the top 4. These guys, the only 4, all of them over 40 points or higher, the only ones that have been able to fill the clock tonight. We've seen over 8 trucks compete on this track, and only 4 of them able to fill out their full 2 minutes. You can see some of those guys, Alex Perullo, Trevor Michaelesco, Damian Bowers, name a few, having a lot of issues here with this track. Kind of surprising, opposite to what we were expecting here tonight.
If we take a look at the schedule coming up in the next couple weeks of North American Monster Trucks, currently we are in Montreal. Next week we head to Detroit. And then after that we've got Tampa, New Orleans following, Houston, and then week 8 we head to Anaheim Angel Stadium in that beautiful open-air baseball stadium. This is an exciting schedule to look forward to in the coming weeks.
Yeah, starting to get into the groove now this season. A lot of events still ahead of us, all in line to try to make that top 12 in overall points going for the playoff series. 3-event playoff showing top 12 from the regular season competing in a 3-event playoff, trying to win the 2020 NAMT overall racing and freestyle points championships. Every event goes a long way towards that end of the season goal for all of these drivers.
Trevor Ramos coming out next for freestyle.
Trevor has to be looking to make up for something, as not really too much to his fault outside of the fact that he just hasn't been able to get past Brandon Adam in racing. The only person that's been standing in his way, and the only person he's had to lose to this season, is the only person that hasn't lost this season.
Wow,
But
what a start that was.
yeah, definitely a good way to shake off the racing issues.
Made a double out of something that was not meant to be a double, and it worked. Wow, big speed over the ramp there. his wheel speed just carries him up and over the hat, and he's comboing right into the cars with a nice skywheel into a slap, while he comboing it again to the double. This is a great start.
Kind of mushes the front end into the van and the cars. He's just gonna kind of skid over the side of the pumpkin jump, and again over the jammer. 30 seconds in now for Trevor Amos, and here's a picture of Tony Hawk keeping up to that freestyle skateboarding style. He's just kind of going all over the place right now.
He's got to keep up this momentum for the whole run. Oh,
Whoa.
man, that was awesome.
Yeah, walked the back wheel down the racing lane jump. Almost threw him over, but he kept it under control.
That was a very unique move, as he's still got the big speed going. Tried to maybe go for a bicycle there. Tried
I
it
don't know, he
again.
was getting a little out of shape, trying to keep it under control. As I think he was passing through those two obstacles. A bit of a wheelie over the up ramp. As he follows through a lot of combos, a lot of interesting moves early on. As he's a minute in now, he's going to go for some two-wheel skill, sidewalls, brings it back down on the opposite side, and combos it right over the first half of that double jump and back to the pumpkin.
Oh, that's a
air.
huge air. That's the biggest we've seen off that obstacle.
Kind of lets it in as he brings it down, going for a bit of a moonwalk. He gets some more speed,
Oh,
runs
man.
it up as he's on his side, and he's on his side, the opposite side, on two wheels, and he's going to bring it back down.
What a save.
On the edge of losing it there. Any more on his side, he probably would have wrecked that truck to bits. But he's going to keep it going here. Oh, he's on two wheels again on the edge of the floor. Oh!
What a save.
He doesn't let the truck leave the dirt at all. Just stabs the brake. Oh, he's going to catch the lip right at time, though. Oh, my goodness. I thought he lost it before he filled the clock.
No, that big save in the corner, that was the end of his run. All of the extra and the rollover, all for the fans. What a run.
Very engrossing. You know you're having a good run when you're losing track of the time. These scores going to come in now with a 20 for his time. We'll have to wait for these judges here. Scores are in 20 for time, 8 for momentum, a 9 for tech, and an 8 for air.
A 45.
A
1
very-
point short.
Very surprising there. A great freestyle from Trevor Amos, but just 1 point short here. I have to say, that was a phenomenal save he had at the end of his run. Wouldn't have been penalized if he had to leave the dirt for that save, but he managed to just stab the brake and let the one
Get
wheel
right
carry
on
the
the
weight
front
over.
wheel.
Yeah, like a dance move almost.
And here we go, the last 3 runs.
Winding down here in Montreal, we'll get to see Andrew Sheets in that Skeledragon truck. Beautiful piece, been trying to keep himself together after some racing woes. He's out here for freestyle with some nice air. Started off over the dirt pile.
Now, Andrew's had some problems in freestyle this season, not able to fill the clock. He's definitely looking to improve on that, and maybe get some more technical runs going. I mean, we haven't seen him fill the clock, so it's hard to say, but this is a huge error to start the run there.
Oh, a very good combo move. Oh, he's on hiking up again. He's going to roll
Oh, just as I was saying.
No, these trucks, I don't know what the deal is. If it's the dirt, something in the air is just not here for these trucks tonight. Another early roll in a very surprising turn of events for Andrew Sheets. Can't even really blame the drivers here. It's been all across the board. Just
Only a 12 for Andrew. That's gotta hurt.
that's going to put him way down at the bottom of the results for tonight. That Skeledragon truck, he's going to have to put something together here in the coming weeks. Andrew probably expected to be, if not the leader, high up in the point standings, and has just not been having his way these first 3 events.
No, very tough start to the season for him, but I'm sure he can turn it around. He's been around forever. He's taken wins. He's taken point championships. I mean, I think in the coming weeks he's going to figure it out.
Yeah, I would definitely expect him to put himself back together again, but Coming up next, Brandon Adams, someone who does not have to worry about putting anything together. He's had it going his way all season long. Once again, the opportunity for a double down has presented itself. Undefeated in racing so far. Let's see if he can get a freestyle victory under his belt.
So he starts the run here, and that's really the interesting part of everyone's run is the uniqueness of the start, and I don't think we've seen anyone hit the double that way to start their run.
Yeah, it sits right out front of the entrance, but no one really taking advantage of it early on. Suppose it might be thought of as overplayed, but the only person I think it's done it tonight to start his run.
Let's see if he can continue that. Obviously, to have any chance at the lead, you have to fill the clock, but that's a big sky wheelie.
Launches it across the floor here, out by the backstop, over to the crushed cars. Nice little sky wheelie there as well. Just
Oh, wow.
it into a wheelie and combos it over the jammer to another
Oh
sky
my
wheelie.
goodness.
Rear
What a
end taking a
combo.
beating here early on. One long continuous combo. A lot of these guys having those types of moves tonight.
Oh
once
my
again,
goodness.
the
What a
officials keep a
start.
close eye on this truck. I don't know if it's a suspension, but it has been a lot of sky wheelies early on.
This
It's
is
gonna
an
land it.
air assault in this run from
Yeah, he
Brandon
had
Adams.
just pointing it at a jump and flooring it.
And the momentum is incredible.
Yeah, he's been kind of running laps around the outside of the course, though. Hasn't really cut into the middle. I think we're going to see this here as he's halfway through the run.
Oh, more huge air. Wow, uses reverse there to bring the truck level.
Yeah, he wants to keep that rear end in order. He doesn't really want to damage it too badly. He's going to follow it up onto wheels. Just drives it through.
Wow, what a combo.
a
Into a
risky-
wheelie.
A risky attempt that worked out very well for him. Over to those crush cars, just noses it right in and ends up getting tossed on two wheels. He's still driving in two wheels. Hasn't brought the truck back down as he just settles it right in front of the jammer. Great combination there. Good showing of driver's skill.
What an
He's winding down
incredible
now.
run he's having. Huge air over the pumpkin.
Oh, he's getting out of shape at the edge of the track. Over by the containers.
Time is up. As his last move was the
Awkward.
one over the pumpkin.
Yeah, an awkward ending there. Not necessarily too big of a worry that the judges only get to see you bumping the wall at the end of your run. Really, a great run all around, just not a little piece of resistance at the end. But nonetheless, a phenomenal freestyle performance for Brandon Adams. Let's see if that takes the lead here, though.
Nines across the
Scores
board for
coming in
Brandon
now.
Adams.
It looks like he might be taking the lead here with a 47.
He does. He takes the lead by 1 point over Vincent Ackard. Wow, and he is in perfect position for that double down. Only one truck left to go. Tyler Richmond is standing between Brandon Adams and the double down.
A wild change of events. Vincent went out early. It's almost safe to say he might have had that freestyle victory locked up with the amount of points he put up so early in the event. But never count out any of these drivers. With points left on the board, you can always count on someone to try to take the lead away. And we just saw that with Brandon Adams, who has been just on fire to start the season off. In line for a double down, already taken home all three racing events. I don't know if there's much left for him to do except for just keep on winning, as we got one truck left in Tyler Richmond.
Looks like Tyler's got something special planned. That was special indeed. Let's see what he's going to start his run with here. Starting in the opposite tunnel of everyone else. As this is going to be the only thing standing between Brandon Adams and the double down, Tyler Richmond. Obviously our winner from last week.
Yeah, he had a great run in Chester. Currently a near the top of the freestyle points overall for the season. As he
Wow,
gets
that was a great combo.
Oh my goodness!
The transfer onto that was incredible.
I don't think anyone would have expected that to be a move to do, and he's going to go for the Colton backflip, and he's going to land it clean. Only I think Blake Thompson attempted it. A much cleaner landing for him here. A great start to this run. He doesn't have many
best
points
start
to
of the
work
day
with.
for sure. I don't think anyone has started their run that big. What an incredible start! But can he continue this?
He's got some nice momentum, kind of, I wouldn't say relaxed, but he's coming down from a phenomenal start to a great early performance in this freestyle run. He's swinging it back around the outside. He's going to cross-thread the crushed cars. Some nice little air over it. Attacking the middle of the
Move
floor
to
now.
move right now.
Just keeping a constant flow of momentum as
Oh
he's going to
my!
use... Lets the rear wheel kick over the dirt mound into a stoppie.
He's using every obstacle on this track. He
Try to
isn't driving past anything.
Can't keep up with this guy. Oh, he's just going to stuff it right into the plane.
Oh,
Gonna keep it under control in reverse.
Whoa,
He's not going to be
no.
able to bring it back.
That's so unfortunate.
And I don't think, even if there is no room for the points to work out for him this early in the run, I have to say, if he had filled time, definitely a great contender for a victory tonight. Tyler Richmond showing him, even in half of a freestyle run, what can put him out and above the rest. It won't be enough tonight. Those scores for Tyler coming in now. Only 11 for his time. Another person, once again, unable to fill the time, as he only got a minute 10 in with a 6 for air, 7 for momentum, and a 7 for tech.
It's a 31 for Tyler Richmond. He had a great run going, though.
Would have been very excited to see how that run would have ended up for him. Every move I saw from him was great out of the get-go.
Now, the best start we've seen out of the whole freestyle competition. But that is going to conclude it. Brandon Adam with the double down today.
Yeah, I guess he got tired of just winning racing. I mean, he's won every racing event so far, and I guess he decided to just, take a freestyle win while he was at it, as he is on top of everything so far this season. And even 32 points, a perfect event for him tonight, as that'll go a long way towards his chase for the first place points lead going into the playoffs. I think overall in the night, though, a definite showing of what it takes for these guys to fill freestyle. I was very, very surprised by that myself.
Yeah, that was surely an incredible freestyle competition. For the guys that filled the clock, they knew what to do, and the other guys, they came up a little short, and it cost them. But
Yes,
that is it. The freestyle competition is over, and you can't go back and change anything, but the guys that knew what they were doing on this track definitely put in the work. They put in the time to learn the course, and it really made sense when you take a look at the momentum scores from the top guys.
yeah, easy going across the floor, but kept the truck moving, move to move. I'd be interested to see, we're going to Detroit next week, what the track's going to look like there. If see something similar or something more familiar for a lot of these guys that can really take advantage of what they're more comfortable with in freestyle.
Yeah, we'll have to see, as Montreal has come to a close. Next week we head to Ford Field in Detroit for week 4, another incredible week. I mean, we will just have to see. The season continues. Brandon Adam blasting into the points lead, and we are only just getting started early stages of the season still. We will see you next week in Detroit for another incredible event here at the North American Monster Trucks.